So now, guys, that you have uploaded all of the original merchant invoices, basically you can see that all of your packages have been moved from the phase of actual required to in review. And in the in review phase, basically, you will be able to still see the photo of your specific items, and you will be able to see the invoice also that you have uploaded for the specific package. Whether it be one invoice from one individual or for all of the items or one invoice per item, you will be able to see it all here. In this phase, you simply have to wait for our agents to review the invoices that you have provided and for us to be able to update the values and update any other information that might be required. And then they will be ready to move to ready to send. If for any reason an invoice is incorrect, unfortunately, the package will be returned to action required with a reason why it was rejected and with an explanation on how to find and upload the correct original merchant invoice. So make sure, guys, in order to speed up the process, to have and upload the correct merchant invoice. If you need to upload 10 different screenshots from your phone, go ahead and do that because that will help us as well to speed up the process a lot faster. Now, for the sake of this tutorial video, let's assume that the agent has reviewed all of your different items, and you can see here the estimated values of those items once they've arrived at our warehouse. But now let's, for this tutorial, assume that the agent has gone through all of your items and have updated all of the values, and now you should be able to see that all of these items will be in the ready to send phase. And now you can see that all 4 items have gone from the in review phase to the ready to send phase. And now you can also see that the values of all of these items have been updated based upon the invoices that you have uploaded. And from here, from the dropdown, you can still see the same information, the same photos, the same invoices that you have uploaded, but now you can see the actual values of each one of the units of each one of the items based upon the invoices that you have basically uploaded. And once you confirm that all of this information is correct, you can go to all of these different items and make sure that they are all correct. Now you're ready to move forward with creating your ship request. Now, this is very, very important, guys. From here, from this phase, you can see that you have 4 different packages, and you can see that by default, they're automatically all selected. This is unlimited consolidation that we provide at markets. So in this case, you have 4 packages. But if you have 5, 10, 20 to 100 packages, it doesn't matter. Markets provides you with unlimited consolidation. And the more you can consolidate all of your packages together, the better. The more you save, you can save up to 80% by combining all of your packages together into one shipment instead of sending them one by one. But if for any reason you do want to send them one by one, or you cannot send them together because you cannot combine a hazardous or dangerous material with a non-hazardous material. For example, if you're shipping hairspray, perfume, which is considered a hazardous material, or any other type of chemical, then those items cannot be consolidated with other items, and unfortunately, those will have to be shipped out individually. But everything else you can compact them together, consolidate them together, and ship them all together into one single shipment, allowing you to save much, much more as well. But if for any reason you do want to, for example, even send one package to one specific person and the other package all goes to your default shipping address, you can always uncheck them here and then create basically the ship request. But for the sake of this tutorial, let's assume that the Amazon and the Apple, I want to send with Airfreight. But seeing that these 2 other items, these security boxes and this motorbike are very, very, very heavy, I want to send these 2 with Seafreight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first create a ship request with Airfreight, and then I will create another ship request for Seafreight. So in this case, we're going to be consolidating these two packages together into one single package in order for us to save. So once you unselect these other two packages, which you know that you want to ship via Seafreight, then you'll be able to create your ship request. On a note, you can also decide if you want to send all 4 of them with Seafreight. You can also do that. So you have many options to either send all of them via Airfreight, send all of them via Seafreight, or send a few of them via Airfreight, or a few of them via Seafreight as well. Keep in mind, though, that there are some items that cannot be shipped with Airfreight. And of course, if you're sending a very heavy item via Airfreight, it will be much more costly. So that's why we have the Seafreight option as well. But for this tutorial, we're going to be choosing only these 2 items to send out with Airfreight and these 2 other ones to send out with Seafreight. So I'm consolidating these 2 packages together by making sure that these 2 are selected, and then I'm going to go over to click on Create Ship Request. And from here, I'll be able to see basically in step 1, the packages within this shipment, which is the one from Amazon and the one from Apple, the real values here, the real weights here, and you can see here the billable weight as well. When it comes to Airfreight, basically, it's a difference between the billable weight, between the actual weight of the items versus the volumetric weight, the space it takes inside of the airplane. The one that is biggest, higher, is the one that becomes the billable weight. So you can see all of that information here. You can also click on this drop down and see more information about the dimensions, about the actual weight, the volumetric weight. And basically, because the actual weight of this item is bigger than the volumetric weight, the billable weight will be basically the one that is highest. In this case, will be the actual weight of this item. Then if we keep scrolling down, you can see here that I have my default shipping address, my delivery address here. But from here, I can also click on add a new address. If I want to create a new address at this point, I can also create it and it will automatically be saved in my account for future use as well. Then I can keep scrolling down, and then from here, I can either select Airfreight or Seafreight. When it comes to Airfreight, I can select from our 3 carrier partners, which is FEDEX, DHL, or UPS. And for the sake of this tutorial video, these rates are exemplary. They're not the real rates, believe me. When you actually create the ship request, the rates will be much lower. So don't let these numbers frighten you. But basically, you can select from either FedEx, DHL, or UPS, and each one of these carriers have different options as well. And you can actually see down here the estimated arrival time of each one of these specific options. So you're free to choose any of these carriers that you want to choose. And in our example, for this case, we're going to be using basically DHL, and we're going to be saying it's express worldwide, and we can continue going down. Now, in the 4th step, basically, you can add different things for the specific carrier, basically telling this carrier, whether it be FedEx, DHL, or UPS. In the case of Airfreight, if you want a fragile package protection, if you want basic insurance, or even premium insurance, you can add all of them here at an additional fee if you want to do so for this specific shipment. Then finally, all the way at the bottom here, you can see that you can either select the current default payment method that you have on file, or you can also choose to add a new credit card here by clicking on Add Card, and you fill in that information here, and the billing address is again optional, and this card will also be saved in your account for future use. In our example here, we're just going to keep this default payment method, and you can also choose PayPal. If you have a PayPal account, you can also decide to pay, in this case, with PayPal. And now on the right-hand corner here, you can basically see the order summary. You can basically see there are 2 packages, the declared value and the total billable weight, which is basically the weight of both of these items summed together. The biggest one of all, if it's either the actual weight or the volumetric weight, you can see it all here. And then you can see how much the shipping will be, the handling fee, and the total. if you have at this point any coupon, you can paste it here. Or if there is a special that we have going on, whether it be Christmas, New Year, or any other type of holiday or any other type of coupon, and you will be able to see it here, or you can be able to copy paste it here as well for extra discounts. And here comes the loyalty points as well. Because I've shipped so many times in the past, I have accumulated a total of 4,863 points. In this case, I can decide from here to either use a maximum for this specific order of 220 to 2,222 points. So let's say I want to use all of my points, and I click on apply. And you can basically see here that by using all of my points, I'm basically making my ship request 0. That's the power of the loyalty points built up. The more points you built up by shipping more with markets, then you can trade in those points later for great discounts. In this case, it's basically for free this ship request. So, but I don't want to use all of my loyalty points for this ship request because we have other ship requests also coming. So I'll only use, in this case scenario, only 1,000 of my loyalty points. Then by applying them, you'll be able to see the discount that I'm receiving as one of the gold members of my loyalty program. I will be able to see the total discount that I'm receiving from my loyalty points and the total amount that I will have to pay. Once everything is ready, once I'm sure that I want to create the ship request, I simply click on checkout. And from here, a pop-up is going to pop up to confirm if you want to actually make the payment for this ship request. And then after you're sure, you simply click on confirm and pay. And then after a few seconds of processing your card on file or the PayPal, you'll be going to a page where it says here, payment successful, and the shipment ID is created, and basically you get an immediate automatic tracking number that you can start using right away to track exactly where your package is at and when it arrives at your doorstep. But we'll be showing more about that in the next tutorial video. In the next tutorial video that's coming up now, we're going to be showing you how to do the same thing, but in the sense of Seafreight.